On this show, we cover some sensitive topics.
Though the obituaries may be outlandish, the people are real.
Names have been changed or omitted in order to respect both the deceased and the survived by.
While death is no laughing matter, some petty last words can provide some pretty entertaining comic relief.
Welcome to Obituary. Welcome back to Obituary. I'm Spencer Henry.
And I'm Madison Reyes.
And we're coming to you from beyond the grave.
Ooh.
Scary.
Oh my gosh, what a week.
What a week. A lot going on, a lot happening. You have the new puppy.
You've got the new housey.
Oh my God. And the mousies.
Oh my God.
Oh, so listen to this. I'm home yesterday. I get a knock on the door.
Okay.
Hot Dog's furious. Of course, she does not like an unwelcomed guest.
Right.
It's this guy from this rodent company who I guess the property manager at where I currently live had sent over. And I'm like, oh, perfect. You're here just in time.
It's about time. 2
Hey.
weeks later.
I know. I'm like, I'm actually on the way out, but thanks for coming. Anyways, he comes inside. He is a talker.
Oh, baby.
He is telling me everything you could want to know about mice. One of the first things he says, see that dropping? And
Where?
In the kitchen.
Oh my God, you have droppings in the kitchen.
He was like, see that dropping? And I go, yeah. And he's like, that would split a mouse in half. Bad news, you've got rats. So all this time, I'm thinking it's a little mouse. Nope.
You have rats, bitch.
Rats, bitch.
Oh my God, I don't want to be here.
I know. Well, luckily, you know, the kitchen is still sealed off. We don't go in there. We don't acknowledge it. I am just so happy to be leaving. I mean, I'll already be living somewhere else by the time you guys hear this.
Yeah.
But I'm just so fucking grateful to be out of here. But he's talking to me, and he is just talking up a storm. He's telling me everything about rats. I was like, well, I didn't put out any of these traps because I didn't want to kill it and blah, blah, blah. And he was talking about the snap traps.
Uh-huh.
The little metal bar goes and breaks their neck or whatever. And he's like, oh, well, that's how I want to go. He's like, that's the cleanest way to do it.
And here he is. Welcome in.
Welcome. No,
guest.
he was like, that's the cleanest way to do it. You want to die by one of those. Because I was talking about, I was like, I don't know, I just feel bad. And he was like, nope. They go in, bam. Next thing you know, they're gone. They're in dreamland. They don't know. And so I was like, all right, like, go put them down. Because at this point, I'm like so fucking over it. I'm like, all right, you're asking for it. I don't really care how you go at this point. You keep coming inside. Bye.
Yeah.
You know? And then he's staying. He's enjoying our conversations.
Okay.
He's not leaving.
Not the rat.
Not the rat. Well, they're not leaving either.
Okay.
They're probably in the kitchen right now just fucking chowing down on last week's Chipotle. But he's not leaving. And then finally, he's on his way out. And he says, oh, is that a shag? About the artwork in the living room.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, he knows his stuff. And I was like, oh, yeah. Like, are you a fan of his work? No, but my kooky sister-in-law is. And I was like, oh, he's like, yeah, way too prissy for me.
Oh my God.
He's like, all that artsy, whatever. And I'm like, okay, goodbye, sir. Good day to you. This has been pleasant, but I'm ready to put Hot Dog back down. I had to hold her the whole time. She's been acting out, though. I think she knows we're moving. She was growling at him. Luckily, I had to take her down to the office for the new place to have them meet her.
How did that go?
It was fine. I was like, why do I need to bring my dog in for you to visually see them?
Uh-huh.
And all they did was take a picture. And I was like, okay.
Were you holding her? Like, was it like one of those Uber Eats
I was
pictures?
holding her and just, the lady's talking to me. She gets into a whole conversation about grooming and whatnot and dog. And I'm like, okay. I'm such a talker in real life. Like, I'll talk to anyone about anything. Like, I'm fine with small talk.
Uh-huh.
But this week of trying to get things done, I'm like, all right, let's hurry it up.
And then you did tell me about your trying to switch over, like, insurance.
Oh my God, the insurance for this house. I go to get the quote or whatever online. The woman calls me at 7 o'clock last night and she's like, I just got back from an event. She sounded like she had, maybe threw a few back at this event. And she asked at one point if I could see her computer screen. And I'm like, ma'am, we are on the phone right now.
Wasn't she?
she's like, so Douglas, right? I'm like, no, that's not my name. It's been a week of just wanting to get everything done.
Didn't she answer the phone and talk to her friend too?
Oh yeah, she picked up the phone mid-conversation while I'm giving her my credit card number. And she's like, oh, hey, Rachel. Oh, I'm on the phone. Oh yeah, okay, I'll call you back.
I'm sorry for bothering you, ma'am.
Sorry, was I inconveniencing you? She was super nice. So, that's just the way it is. Funny things, funny people popping up. This morning, though, hot dog, I took her on a little walk and she fucking went to the bathroom. And so I was cleaning it up. And then as I'm cleaning it up, she knocked over my full coffee. I said, hot dog.
Oh, my God.
Come on, give me a break.
Oh, you just can't catch a break, can you?
I cannot catch a break.
Oh.
I have a picture I want to show you.
Okay.
Of me. So you know about my health anxiety. I feel like a lot of
Oh, no.
listeners know about my health anxiety.
Yes.
I've talked about it before. So I've somehow ended up on medical TikTok a lot recently.
Okay.
And I'm seeing all these people that were like, when you thought 2021 was going to be your year, but then bam, cancer, or bam, this. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't see this.
Oh God, yeah.
It just triggers me. I don't know. Well, I do know why.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a lot. Anyways, I see this one last night. It's like, it said, like, they found out I had cancer by taking a picture with flash of my eyes and they saw like a spot in my eye or whatever.
Oh no.
So I'm sitting on my couch last night and I took one of my eyes to see if I had eye cancer. And then I realized, like, this morning I was looking for a picture of a document that I took, and it was in my phone, and I'm scrolling through my pictures, and I gasped at this hideous picture of myself, which we will not be posting, unfortunately.
Please, I need to
No. Because I look deranged, and it's just a very clear moment.
I just see a little forehead.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Can you see?
Wait.
Why are my eyes sad? That is the most serious. It could be on like an antidepressant poster.
You were going through it.
Look I sent it to Olivia, my sister, today. I know. Because she has health anxiety too. And we'll both it's this thing where you'll get caught up in it for the night and then you just spiral. And then the next day I'm totally fine. And I'm like, oh yeah, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I saw it today and I was like, this is just the true pinnacle of...
This is where you are mentally this month. This is not your month. I mean, it's so many good things are happening, but God.
There's a lot of good happening. There's just a lot happening.
You look so defeated.
It's like
You're wearing your yellow sweatshirt that I love, though.
You love that sweater on me.
I just love yellow on you. Oh, Spencer, I'm
Hideous.
sorry.
Hideous. I don't know why I do it. It's just, I go through different waves of anxiety. I mean, you've been friends with me for a long time, but
yes.
We're on actually a kind of a new schedule this month, now that I'm just segueing into something different because I don't want to talk about health. We're on a new kind of schedule this month. We are recording on Wednesdays, which feels a little different. Happy hump day. Something a little dangerous about a Wednesday.
Yes.
Thursdays have me hyped. I think Thursdays are a good day of the week. Thursdays are like, we're at the weekend.
And it gives us a little more time. Thursdays, I think, we'll stick to.
But Wednesdays, for now, we're just keeping things fresh with one another.
Just keeping us on our toes.
Keeping our relationship alive.
Oh, baby, the romance is...
It's alive and well.
It's alive and well.
But, that being said... The new Real Housewives of Orange County is on tonight, the second episode, and I'm so excited.
I'm so excited.
It left us on a good cliffhanger last week.
A little to be continued.
Oh, speaking of watching things, can we talk about the movie we watched last weekend?
Oh, yeah.
Don't Breathe.
Yeah, you hadn't seen it, and we were going to watch the second one, but I'm like, let's do the first one. You came over, and you're like, I want something suspenseful, and I want to be scared.
Yes.
And I'm like, well, I don't know, but that one is so suspenseful. I'm sure most of you have seen it or heard about it, but it's 3 kids or 3 like teens or young adults break into a man's home who's blind. They found out he had a bunch of money from a settlement because someone ran over his little girl.
Okay, pack it up, IMBD. We're going to give all the spoilers. It's a fucking thriller, though. It was really good. So that's the plan for tonight. We're not going to Swingers. We are going to go to In-N-Out and then watch The Real Housewives of Orange County because we just need a calm night.
Yep, that's all we've got left in us.
Yeah, that's all we can muster up to do.
No, I'm so excited for 2022. It's going to be our year.
Oh, it's
There's
coming.
Not going to be health anything. We're going to just...
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be good.
And we're going to meet, hopefully, a lot of G-offs.
We've got some stuff planned.
Yeah, we're having conversations.
Hello.
We've heard from agents.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Imagine trying to do a Zoom call with me and Madison. Sorry to anyone that does.
Oh, my God. We are both like... I will call him and be like, are you going to put your video on?
I know. We'll be like, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I'm like, oh, fuck, I have to brush my hair.
Oh, God. All right. Well, you know what else I'm excited for?
What?
Today's episode.
Me too.
I got a lot of good stuff for you.
So do I. I've got some good stuff for you.
Do you have a bonus obituary for us?
I sure do. Both of my obituaries this week have funny nicknames, but this first one really made me laugh when I was like reading all of the names listed. So it goes like this. James Robert Beef Ward.
Wasn't that your nickname in high school?
No, bitch. 39, passed away Thursday, September 1st, 2005 at OSU East Hospital. He will be sadly and sorely missed by his loving family. Jimmy, whom his family affectionately called Pork or Bubba, will be remembered for his wonderful sense of humor along with his dedication to his family. A beloved son, brother, and uncle, he was also a devoted animal lover whose kindness and gentle soul enriched all who knew him. Preceded in death by his mother, Barbara Jean Buffalo Butt Ward.
Buffalo Butt?
Yeah.
All right.
And pets, Princess Buster, Lady, Bonkers, Susie, Daisy, and Silky.
Wow.
Survived by the light of his life, fiance Annie, Red, Callahan. Father, J. Richard, Old Fart. Debbie Peep Ward. Sisters, Kathy, Funny Face, Paul Graff, Karen.
Graff?
I guess.
He's like, oh, everyone else gets like a crazy wild name. And they're like, Paul, you like math, right?
No. The sister's name is Kathy, Funny Face, Paul Graff.
Oh.
Karen, Turtle. Hamburger, Patty. Amy Amos Ward. Beloved children to be, Jessica Thunderchild and James. Nephews, Joshua and Jason, numerous aunts, uncles, cousins, and friends. Pets, Simba, Charlie, Max, Bailey, Aussie, Sylvia, Elvis, Mo, Misty, Chloe, Blue, Sydney, Coco, Harley, Cassie, Paige, Little Dude, and Diabla.
Holy shit. They had a farm.
Oh, my God. A funeral service will be held at 12:30 p.m. Wednesday, September 7th, 2005 at Schrodinger North Chapel, where family will receive friends. Tuesday from 6 to 9.
Thank you. Lots of names in there.
Oh my gosh, I loved it.
We don't have a nickname. Oh, yeah, we call each other girly.
Oh, yeah.
What else? Dumbass.
Dumbass.
We call each other dumbass
Bitch.
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God.
All terms of endearment.
All terms of endearment.
Well, is it time
For some dumb.
cough?
Spinners! Coffin spinners. Yes.
What's got you spinning in your coffin, babe?
Oh, babe. Put on your skin pants and open up your favorite audio bibliology because today we are talking about the one, the only,
Oh, no. What?
Big Nose George.
What?
Yeah, you ever heard of him?
No.
Well, you're going to.
Is that what they used to call you in high school, bitch?
Hey. We got a schnoggin. You know, I love a big nose.
I do too.
A small nose? No thanks.
No. I do like, Cisco and I will watch Botched a lot.
Uh-huh. Oh, you've told me this.
Yeah. People come in with this like little teeny
The
tiny.
plastic surgery nose.
Yeah. Like the Whoville nose, and they want to get it fixed. And he and I are both like, we liked it better kind of messed up before.
Yeah. It's a vibe.
Yeah.
It's a total vibe.
Like either, I like extremes. Like either a little teeny tiny, like
guys with big
Whoville.
noses, like Adrian Brody, or like those. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I like that.
I like that
Gives
too.
you character.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the story's fucking wild. I know you guys are going to love it. So his name was George Parrott.
Parrot? Well, there's a parrot that lives across the street that goes, hello.
Is that what the neighbor who like is racist and writes things down?
No, that's a different one. Who, by the way, I was walking past her with Doris, and she looks at Doris and goes, that's the kind of dog that bit me in the face once.
I wish Doris would write her. That lady is crazy.
Trash. Yeah.
Just for quick reference, Madison has this neighbor who like is super problematic and crazy and will do things like somebody broke into a car.
No, somebody broke into my car and her car like 3 years ago. I was like, you know what? Whatever. I'm not filing a fucking police report. Like, I'm not.
Well, they're useless with that anyways.
And like, okay, they stole a bag of makeup and like some fucking high heels. Like, I'm not tripping and whatever. And she was like, had the police there, wrote a whole statement.
She drew a sketch.
She drew a sketch of this man, and she came to my door later on. She like lives down the, she's not my neighbor. She lives down the street. And she came to my door later that day and was like, I'm going to get on my bike and I'm going to go see if they have my Spanish lessons on CD because they took them. And I'm going to go find them. And I'm like, all right, you dumbass.
She's like,
Goodbye.
I'm going to go to the local homeless encampment and I'm going to see if they have it.
Yeah.
Just crazy lady.
Crazy.
Anyway, so George Parrott, a.k.a. Big Nose George or Big Beak Parrott, speaking of all these nicknames,
God.
he was a real wild and crazy guy. Born in France in 1834, he made his way to America and became the ultimate bad boy.
Ooh.
What drove him to a life of crime? Nobody knows. Get it?
Uh-huh.
Knows. He was a true, like, old school Western outlaw.
Okay.
You know those guys who would, like, go on trains with bandanas, like, stick 'em up?
Yeah, like at Knott's Berry Farm.
Sure. That is how he was.
Yeah.
Prior to train robberies, he was a highwayman who would go around robbing travelers on his horse. And
Okay.
I don't want to, like, romanticize criminal activity, but there's something about it. Like, these cowboy robbers, it's kind of hot.
Someone who can ride a horse? Oh, my God.
Hey.
Giddy up.
Someone who could rob a train? Ooh.
Ooh, you can rob my caboose, baby.
Hey. I don't know. But he was like... He was like a true Wild West outlaw, just like raising hell across the U.S. But in 1878, there was a little bit of a snafu. George and his gang that rode around with him doing these robberies ended up moving from robbery to moida.
Oh, my God. I feel like that's a natural next step.
Natural progression. I don't know. I mean...
Well, yeah, that's true.
There's been just train robbers before. This is what happened. So they attempted to and there's a reason I'm telling you guys all of this. They'd attempted to derail a Union Pacific Railroad train and just go in, guns blazing, rob the passengers of all their cash and jewelry. But little did they know that there was a crew who had actually gone to inspect the tracks shortly before the train passed through. So they had tried to like change the tracks or fuck them up to derail them. But this crew went before the train got there and was like, oh, we need to fix this.
Mm-hmm.
So they go in, they end up fixing the tracks, thwarting George and his pals' plans to derail it. This went down in Wyoming, and these two officers actually tracked down, they were like, somebody derailed this on purpose. So they tracked down the train robbers to a camp at Rattlesnake Canyon by Elk Mountain. You hate a snake.
I hate a snake.
When the two officers approached the campsite, George and the gang like bombarded them and shot them and then buried the two sheriffs and dipped. They were like, okay, we are out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Wanted posters were put up around the local area offering a $20,000 reward for information, which I'm like, $20,000 in the 1800s?
I was just thinking, like, how much is that now? Like a couple $100,000?
Probably. They're probably, oh, you took one of our own.
Mm-hmm.
So they put that up. But meanwhile, the gang just continues on to Montana, where they went on to commit several more high-profile robberies. There's different accounts of how George ended up being caught and arrested, but the most common story goes that George had a tendency to brag about getting away with his crimes, including the murder of these two officers. Okay. So it's kind of a dumbass criminal we got on our hands. Well, George was extradited back to Wyoming, where he was sentenced to hang at his trial on April 2nd of 1881. While awaiting his execution at a Rawlins, Wyoming jail, he actually attempted to escape. He said, this isn't for me, and using a pocket knife and a piece of sandstone, he removed his shackles and hid in the bathroom.
Love it.
A janitor that worked at the jail entered shortly after. George hit him over the head with the now removed shackles and knocked him so hard he actually fractured part of his skull. But the janitor was able to remain conscious throughout the attack and yelled for his wife, who also worked there. She grabs a pistol and forces George to go back to his cell.
Fuck.
This wasn't the end of the drama. When news spread of George, because there's nothing to talk about in the 1800s, what do you got to say? When news spread of George's attempted escape, a group of masked men ran into the jail, guns blazing, and helped George escape.
It's like El Chapo.
But little did he know, these masked avengers were actually angry townspeople who brought him to a telephone pole, and the whole town watched him be hanged.
Oh, they took it into their own hands.
Yeah, I'm thinking, two things. One, how is this allowed? It's not the town's job to carry out an execution.
Right.
Also, I'm just like, come on. Just let the system work it out. Two, it was done poorly. The hanging, I guess his ears ended up getting, burnt off from the rope. Because the people that were hanging him didn't know what they were doing. They were just hanging him on a telephone pole.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Which I'm like, telephone pole? I didn't even know there was telephones in the 1800s.
What? Wait a second.
Hey! I guess there were.
Did they even have electricity?
Yeah. In the 1800s?
When was that?
Late 1800s?
Maybe.
We're at the end of the 1800s. Electricity was a thing. Hey, Siri? When was electricity invented? 1882. So yeah.
Oh,
hey,
my God.
It was the new thing.
Perfect.
Anyways, so after he's executed, nobody wanted to claim his body, but one of the men in the crowd ended up claiming it, and that was a doctor in the crowd named John Osborne took the corpse, and it went really wild from there. So he sent the brain to a fellow doctor named Thomas McGee, who wanted to study it for his research on criminal minds. This other doctor...
Who took beers?
They were gone. Nobody. Jesus. This Dr. Thomas guy who got the brain, I guess got part of the scalp as well, because he gave the top of George's scalp to his 15-year-old medical assistant, Lillian Heath, who used the skull as an ashtray, a doorstop, and even at one point, a flower pot.
Cool.
I was laughing though when I first learned that, because I'm like, okay, why is there a 15-year-old medical assistant?
Yeah.
Who's this girl? She's like, yeah, I'll do it.
What does a 15-year-old need with an ashtray?
Who knows? Well, it's the 1800s.
I know.
Why not?
Probably 45 in today's
world.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, it gets worse. So John Osborne, who originally collected the body, made a, quote, death mask out of George's skin.
No, why?
And proceeded to fashion a pair of shoes out of George Parrott's skin, including the skin of his nose. Allthat'sinteresting.com did a write-up on it and said, the remainder of Parrott's dismembered body was stored in a whiskey barrel filled with a salt solution, which, hey, we know.
Hey, rock gut.
Rock gut rendezvous, baby. Quote, I instructed the shoemaker to keep the nipples on the skin to prove that the skin was that of a human, but he did not follow my instructions, remembered Dr. John Osborne.
Oh, that's just terrible.
Dr. John, yeah, I think you're a little fucked up in the head. Despite the lack of accessories, Osborne thought highly enough of the shoes that in 1893 he actually walked into his inauguration as governor of Wyoming wearing human skin shoes made out of George Parrott's face.
What?
Today, the shoes, the death mask, and his skull, part of his skull, are on display at the Carbon County Museum in Wyoming. So I have pictures. These are the shoes that were made out of George's skin.
They're kind of nice.
And then there's his head or his scalp or skull.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I was just like, wow, we have another story of people making things out of human skin. It's been done.
Stop.
And why is it always doctors trying to fuck with these cadavers?
Yeah.
Doctors? Well, I mean, look at...
Well, no, there was a wizard we talked about. All right.
Oh, the wizard? I know. It's so crazy that I feel like doctors were involved in a lot of weird early experimentations. Like, even remember, like, the one where they hooked up the electricity to the people and they made them make the crazy faces or whatever? I'm like...
God. I know. I'm like, how did they well,
I guess they're fascinated by like the way the human body works or whatever. But I'm like, tanning someone's skin and like turning it into shoes
with pee. Yeah.
He was like a convict on the run.
It's wild.
Like
but
excusing it.
I know. You have like a fucking fantasy about him.
Well, do you want to see, speaking of fantasizing about people, the doctor, John Osborne, is actually kind of, I think he's kind of hot.
Okay.
Let me show you.
Also, I know you're moving, but why did I just look over and there are 3 skulls pointing at me?
They were on a bookshelf.
God.
Oh, well, here's Big Nose George.
This is so random. I look over, there's 3 big skulls sitting on a little table that have never been there before, looking at me, and then there's a big tube of fireworks.
They were from like a New Year's thing, so I just have kept them in the party closet. I shot one off today, I did, when I found that tube of them.
You did? Yeah. Inside or?
Yeah, whatever. I'm not getting my deposit back. Let's light her up. This is George Big Nose, George Parrot.
He's handsome too.
Not a bad looking guy. And he's French, which means he has
old.
an accent. He's kind of hot.
He looks old.
Well, yeah, but 1800s. He's
probably 18.
This is Dr. John Osborne. He's kind of hot, right?
He's pretty dreamy.
Yeah.
God, good hair.
He has like kind of like bedroom eyes and bedroom hair.
Mm-hmm. That full mustache and that hair.
We'll post a picture of him because he's kind of fire.
Add it to your spank bank.
Yeah. I'm like looking up like 1800s porn. Oh, I have a lot to tell you about porn later, but we'll save it for my dumbass criminal. Oh my God. So yeah. Do you want to take a quick break and then we'll get into your coffin spinner?
Yes, let's do it.
We'll be right back. And we're back. What's got you shaking in your graven? What's got you coughing in your coffin?
What's got you rolling in your...
Oops. Oops. I don't know what to say.
Oops.
Huh?
So I started researching near-death experiences this week for today's episode.
Uh-huh.
Because I thought that's what I wanted to talk about. And I will talk about that someday, but they get very religious.
Yeah, a lot of them are very rooted in like, it just confirmed to me actually that I saw blah, blah, blah. But then sometimes people will be like, I saw blackness for 4 months.
Right. I know. And there is something comforting in that. People seeing, like, I saw one and it was like, Jesus gave me a tour of heaven. Like,
oh, I know. Sometimes I'll listen to that. It depends what mood I'm in. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, that's magical. And then sometimes I'm like, oh, please, that didn't happen. There's nothing that happened. Well, because you're like me, right? Where you're unsure. Like, I mean, for me, I'm kind of like, I don't have any strong opinions on what happens after we die. Like, we could, like, if you told me, oh, nothing happens and you just kind of, it just goes away, I'd be like, oh, yeah, that sounds legit. But then if you were like, no, your energy goes to blah, 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 then I'd be like, all right, also kind of legit. Like, sure, whatever, who knows?
No, I don't think nothing happens, but I definitely... I don't know if there's pearly gates and but I do think that like we travel in like soul circles and we'll...
Okay.
You look like you want to barf.
No, I mean, I truly don't know. I think whatever gets you through it. I mean, it does give me a bit of an existential crisis if I sit there and I'm like, because I think a lot of me secretly believes like there's nothing really. And then I'm like, I'll get in my head and I start thinking about that. And but it's also comforting knowing that there's nothing because it's like, oh, fuck, I can finally chill.
Yeah.
I'll finally be at peace. My God. I spent fucking 20, 30, 40 years being anxious.
Oh my God, we're probably going to come back as rats.
In our next life?
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, that's what I thought I wanted to talk about, but I stumbled across an article on medicalnewstoday.com that started off, and this is what hooked me. It said, quote, her heart had stopped beating and she was no longer breathing. Janina Kolkowitz was declared. Janina Kolkowitz. Janina. Oh, no. Janina. Janina Kolkowitz was declared dead. At 91 years old, she had lived a long life, but she was not about to stop living it. 11 hours later, she awoke in the hospital mortuary with a craving for tea and pancakes. As inconceivable as it sounds, Kolkowitz is just one of many people said to have risen from the dead.
So it's Jesus and Kokowitz.
Yep. So I was intrigued after reading that, and it totally changed what I was going to talk about today. So I want to talk about rising from the dead now. What happens when someone is declared dead and then comes back to life? And I'm not talking about the biblical stories, although the medical term that I'm going to talk about has biblical ties. But I'm talking about real life cases that have been documented by the medical community about people being pronounced dead and then coming back to life. This is a phenomenon known as the Lazarus phenomenon or the Lazarus syndrome, Lazarus heart, or autoresuscitation. Wikipedia defines it as the spontaneous return of a normal cardiac rhythm after failed attempts at resuscitation. It's also the spontaneous return of cardiac activity after being pronounced dead.
Got it. Interesting.
I know. So,
like Frankenstein.
Yeah, Frankenstein's monster, babe.
Okay, movie whiz.
Okay,
book
Mary
reader.
Shelley.
Oh my God, the way you said it with such confidence too. You
so...
looked at me, you were like, Frankenstein's monster. I know, okay. Sorry. Oh my God. Fuck.
What a bitch.
Oh my God.
So those biblical ties I said that the term has is because it was taken from a story in the Bible where there was a man named Lazarus who died. He was dead for 4 days, and then Jesus brought him back to life from the dead.
Sure.
The Lazarus effect.
Lazarus sounds like the type of guy who would try and sell you something from his coat jacket. Like, that is what that name screams to me. I don't know why.
Oh my God. The first recorded case was in 1982, but there have been about 60-something cases reported since. So
really?
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely not common, but it's more common than you would think.
Yes. Lazarus syndrome is extremely rare and typically only happens after CPR has been performed. WebMD.com says that, quote,
my arch nemesis.
I know. Researchers aren't sure why the Lazarus phenomenon happens, but they have theories. For instance, some think it could be due to a delayed effect of ventilation procedures or drugs given to someone during CPR. They also say some cases may have a link to conditions like having too much potassium in your blood or a heart problem called myocardial stunning. She's stunning. This is when the heart doesn't get enough blood and doesn't function correctly, even though blood flow is normal, it says. I've also read that air trapping during CPR because of not ventilating correctly and causing hyperventilation can happen.
Question. So in regards to the CPR aspect of it, so if you flatline or whatever, and then you're given CPR and you come back, technically you've experienced the Lazarus effect?
So typically it's 10 minutes after they've stopped all, like they have to wait like 10 minutes.
Got it.
Most of these cases are like 45 minutes, 4 hours.
Okay, because I was like, it seems like it would be way more than 60 if it was just someone who got CPR after flatlining and was brought back.
Right. And the interesting thing is that there are a ton of articles that talk about how the Lazarus syndrome is most likely highly underdocumented for fear of legal repercussions. So if you declare someone dead and they aren't dead and you have stopped all life-saving measures, well, then that's probably a lawsuit.
Someone wakes up in the morgue and they're like, we just put you down there to cool off. We didn't think you were dead or nothing.
I have stories. So I've also read that only about 1/3 of people who have been documented with Lazarus syndrome survive. So it seems most of the time that they pass shortly after, like a few weeks or a few months, which kind of begs the question, like, could they have lived if they weren't pronounced dead?
Yeah.
Like if they kept doing life-saving measures, even though they...
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, even though, their heart stopped.
I'm sure it's circumstantial. It probably depends how they died. Like, because someone naturally dying, sure. But if someone was, like, shot in the head and then pronounced dead and then, like, that's probably different.
Right. Well, I've got some examples. So let's go back to Janina, the 91-year-old that we started off this with.
Uh-huh. Did she get her pancakes? We got to know.
I think so. So Janina, the 90-year-old woman I was talking about in the beginning, was a fairly recent case in 2014. Apparently, the doctor helping Janina responded to a house call because everyone thought she was dead. And she was 91 years old. She was unresponsive, no pulse, no breathing, no nothing. So, of course, you'd assume...
She's kicked the bucket.
She's kicked the bucket. She's lived a beautiful life. 91 years old, I can only hope. So they pronounced her dead and took her to the morgue. Hours went by. Her body was laid in a bag. And I've read some articles say she was put in a freezer. Some say she wasn't. So, I don't know. But shortly before midnight, an undertaker, I guess, walked into the morgue and noticed that the bag was moving. This article from Newsmax.com says that he opened up the bag and she was saying that she was cold. He walked in and imagined just like, I'm cold.
Yeah. Give me some pancakes, asshole.
So she asked for pancakes. But she said, I want tea. I'm cold.
Ugh.
In that article, they also brought up something super interesting, and it kind of reminded me of what you were talking about last week. She had a death certificate already written out. She was pronounced dead, and it messed with all of her benefits. So,
like her Social Security and whatnot.
Instead of proving that a loved one is dead, she had to fight to prove that she was actually alive.
She's like, I'm still surprised.
Crazy. Janina was sent home after her chilly day in the morgue and didn't need any further hospitalization.
Is she still with us?
I couldn't find anything on that.
Oh, well, maybe
91
good.
Years old. Yeah. Who knows? But God, what a survivor.
Hey, she was not going down without a fight.
They really tried.
I would have given up. If I was down there, I'd be
here.
Like, all right, I'm tired. I'm just going to stay down here.
Another case of the Lazarus syndrome was of Lorna Bailey. She collapsed in her garden in 2012 after a heart attack. She was only 49 years old, but she was pronounced dead after being rushed to the hospital and after almost 4 hours of treatment. She was surrounded by her husband and her daughters. They all stood around her bedside saying they loved her. They wanted her to come back. They were all pretty beside themselves. She was young, relatively young. One of her daughters was holding her hand and felt her squeeze her hand and kind of saw her flicker her eyes. They were like, nurse, like she's moved, what's going on? The nurse was like, oh, those are involuntary movements. Like, she's gone.
It'd be like us. We're like, yeah, we know.
Yeah, oh, please. We know all about it. She's gone.
She's just farting through her mouth.
Yeah. But I thought it was interesting because I guess that's known as the Lazarus reflex or Lazarus sign when, like, someone has those movements. 45 minutes after being pronounced technically dead, her family was not convinced after that, and they called in a doctor. And they're like, you have to figure this out because I don't think she's dead. Lo and behold, the doctor found a pulse, and Lorna was rushed to intensive care. And
how old was she?
She was only 49. She was rushed to intensive care and recovered in 2012.
Wow. That is incredible.
I know. I also read some stories that were not documented Lazarus cases, but things like this have happened where, like, this one woman was pronounced dead and they wheeled her into organ harvesting, like an organ harvesting room, and were ready to take her organs, and a nurse was like, saw some signs of like, oh my God, I think she's alive.
She's like, hey, put that back.
Yeah, I'm going to need that. So one more was a 45-year-old man from India. His name was Srikesh Kumar. He was hit by a motorcycle and rushed to a hospital this year. This like just happened. He was pronounced dead on arrival and taken to the morgue. He wasn't just put in the morgue, he was put in their freezer overnight. His family came to identify his body and they signed all the necessary paperwork and they agreed to an autopsy. But his family looked at him and they saw some movement. As of November of this year, I guess he was like in a coma, and I don't know if he's survived or not.
Wow.
Maybe if he wasn't shoved in a freezer, he'd still...
Who knows? Yeah. It really does beg the question.
Who knows? So...
Isn't there a movie called The Lazarus Effect?
Yes. And I watched a couple like trailers for it, and it seems more... Correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems more like thriller horror story.
It's not necessarily about a case.
No, Healthboard.com wrote all about the Lazarus syndrome, and they wrote an article and explained it so well. And they said, quote, Lazarus syndrome has brought a number of questions to the medical community about the certainty of death and what this may mean for some procedures. For example, situations such as non-beating heart organ donation, when a person on life support is unplugged immediately prior to donation, have raised questions about when a person can be considered dead. Other questions have been provoked regarding when resuscitation efforts should be ceased and how long after a person is pronounced dead should an autopsy be performed. For many people, this phenomena brings to mind the Victorian practice of burying a loved one with a string in hand attached to a bell on the surface, just in case.
Saved by the bell.
Isn't that crazy, though? I was like...
Yes.
And I don't fault medical professionals because it's like by the book, by the book.
Well, and also doctors are people. Sorry. It's like when I think of... This is another existential thing to go into, but when you think about like doctors and scientists, I'm like, they know what is available to them on Earth, like earthly knowledge from today. Like that's what they know.
When you realize your parents are just people.
Oh, that is like one of the weirdest things ever. When you realize how young it is to be 30. Like saying it for our benefit. It's just, you have all these weird realizations as you get older. But also, these people are fighting to live. And if I was down there, I would be like, I'm good. Like, you will never catch me fighting for my life.
Tribute.
Yeah, if there's like a killer chasing me or anything like that, I would not be running. I'd be like, let's go. I'm ready.
Oh my God, I would fight.
Would you?
Yes. I would fight for my life.
You would break an ankle so fast.
I know. It wouldn't be a hard fight, but I'm not saying I'd win, but I'd fight.
Oh, not me. I'm not clawing out my fingernails and all of that. I'm just going to fucking do it.
Oh, my God.
Hit me with the shovel. Grab the mouse trap. The rat
trap.
trap.
Snap your little neck.
Please. Oh, shit. That was really interesting.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
I'm surprised there's in 30 years been like only 60, but again,
who knows?
I'm sure it happens a lot.
We're gonna take a quick Lazarus effect and then we'll be right back. And we're back. Just a quick little...
I needed to get some tea and pancakes.
A Lazarus nap.
I was wondering why you went and sat in your freezer.
All right, well, it's time for obituary. So my obituary this week, it's actually somewhat recent. I'm just going to use first name. It's the obituary for a woman named Anita, and I love it. So on January 20th, 2021, just shy of her 60th birthday, Anita lost her long and difficult battle with depression.
Aww.
She was a bright and shining light to all those who knew her and loved her, a light that was eclipsed by an illness that she fought bravely against. And I just like that they're talking about it.
It's
a disease,
absolutely an illness.
Right.
Yes.
Her memory is carried on by her 3 children, 2 grandchildren, 6 surviving brothers and sisters, former husband and friend, a plethora of nieces, nephews, many friends. Throughout her life, Anita, who we called Nita, taught us many lessons and left us with a lifetime of laughs. Some notable highlights include: doilies can be placed anywhere and everywhere. Remember, some little old ladies spent hours crocheting this.
Oh.
You're required to make a farting noise when poking pork butt with your fork, and always to compare the Jell-O at Thanksgiving to your thighs when you're walking up the stairs. Be sure to jiggle the dish around for a visual effect. Always keep a fistful of fast food napkins in your glove compartment. You never know when you're going to need them. Which,
never know.
Totally. Play in the dirt as often as you can. Plant flowers. Remember to loosen up the roots before planting them, and that sprinkling water directly on the petals can burn them in the sun. Be sure to shave your legs somewhat regularly, as you never know when you could be hit by a bus.
That is great advice.
Advice you could take. Stop at a...
Excuse me.
I've seen you. I've seen your winter coat. Stop at children's lemonade stands and tip them a little extra, but dump it out when you drive around the corner because you probably don't want to drink that. So true. Always walk against traffic and keep your head on a swivel. Don't forget to swing your arms. People that don't swing their arms when they walk are lazy. Only floss the teeth you want to keep. Keep tweezers on you at all times. You'll never know when one of those pig hairs will sprout up on your chin.
That happens to me.
Don't pass up the chance to stop at a rummage sale. You never know what treasures are waiting for you to find. These shoes have never been worn. Pick them up for only $2. Do you know how much these cost brand new? Don't do a job unless you're going to do it right. Your character is defined by the actions you take when no one is around to see them. Worrying isn't going to change anything. It's the thief of serenity. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it, which I loved because I have that quote as my background on my phone. Worrying about tomorrow takes away from today's peace.
Yep.
Nita was, above all else, a giver. The takers eat better, but the givers sleep better. She thought of everyone else before herself, stashed away all her savings to give her children when they were in the midst of another crisis, and always came back from her rummage sale adventures with thoughtful gifts for family and friends. She would never miss a phone call, unless she was napping with a bowl of sunflower seeds. She was a strong and hard worker, having spent many, many years working for Sears, Menards, and as a professional home cleaner. Her hands were calloused and rough from years of tough work, but her hugs were warm and soft. She'd toil away all day, then come home and clean the house. You knew she was cleaning when you could hear Dave Matthews Band and smell the comic cleaner floating down the stairs. She was a mother not only to her own kids, but to her many nieces, nephews, and even the neighborhood kids. That loud whistle of hers would always bring a pack of hungry children running home for dinner after a long day of play. She put her own needs and happiness on the back burner to ensure that her children had what they needed. Her brothers and sisters were deeply cherished and were her best of friends. When they would get together, there was always the chance that someone might laugh until they peed their pants. They were her earthly angels and pillars of strength when times grew dark. Nita's love and humor will be missed by all those who knew her, as she was impossible to forget. Anita was preceded in death by her parents, some of her brothers, sister-in-law, brother-in-law, and then it lists everyone that preceded her in death. A celebration of Anita's life and memory will be held at a date later to be determined. I'm assuming maybe because of COVID or whatever, because this is the beginning of the year. I know we've changed updated language, but this says people who commit suicide often leave the world believing they are incapable of doing anything good. Be that good thing that they did. Remember that this too shall pass, and if you're having dark thoughts, to reach out for help. You're loved. You deserve to be here. There is always hope. Call your mom while you still can. Tell her you love her. And then they put the number for the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline.
Aww.
Just very sweet. She sounds like a really fun...
Yeah. It goes to show it can affect anybody.
Yeah, I mean, they always say, check in on your happiest friends or your funniest friends.
Yep.
Sad.
Aww. Well, I'm glad that they acknowledged it And
But they didn't make it all about it.
No, they focused on all the good stuff that made her her.
And clarified that, like, mental illness is just a disease.
She fought it like you would fight anything. So.
Totally. Yeah. I liked the verbiage on it, liked the phrasing on it. That one actually was sent to us by a listener. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, this is like I really like it.
I love that. And you know what? I think just to address something really quick, when we talked about like just changing the language of some stuff. So I read an obituary in our pet episode.
Oh, the Pet Cemetery one?
Yes. It was, it was the obituary. It wasn't my writing, but I read it and it said something about the dog acting like a spaz or being a spaz. And we got an email from a listener who told us how spaz is actually considered a slur. And I'm sorry to even say it now, but just so, all of our listeners know.
We didn't know.
We had no idea and we feel terrible. So I feel terrible. So I apologize and we will be taking that out of our vocabulary.
Thanks for bringing it to our attention.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, we've heard about our gal Nita. Who you got for me this week?
All right. I have James William Jim Adams. I'm saying all the names here because it's a funny one. A celebration of life for James William Jim Adams, 53, will be held at a later date. He died Tuesday, September 9th, 2008 at Memorial Hospital of Converse County in Douglas. Jim, who had tired of reading obituaries noting others' courageous battles with this or that disease, wanted it known that he lost his battle. It was primarily as a result of being stubborn and not following doctor's orders, or maybe for just living life a little too hard for better than 5 decades.
Jim.
He was born June 8th, 1955 in Garrison, North Dakota, the son of James William and Ruby Helen Clark Adams. He was sadly deprived of his final wish, which was to be run over by a beer truck on the way to the liquor store to buy booze for a date. True to his personal style, he spent his hours joking with hospital personnel, cussing and begging for narcotics, and bargaining with God to look over his loving dog Biscuit and his family.
Aww.
He would like to thank all his ladies for putting up with him for the last 30 years. During his life, he excelled at anything he put his mind to. He loved to hear and tell jokes and spin tales of grand adventures he may or may not have had. He is survived by 5 sons, a sister, and 2 ex-wives, 4 grandchildren, 2 nieces, and 2 great-nieces. He was preceded in death by his parents and a brother-in-law. In lieu of flowers, he asked that you make a sizable purchase at your favorite watering hole, get rip-roaring drunk, and tell the stories he no longer can.
Aw, Jim.
Jim.
He would have gone with our one. What was the one? I think it was the one before Pet Cemetery. We had like 2 kind of wild party
boys,
guys.
Yep.
He's part of the Wild Boys.
Uh-huh.
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
What do you think's been your favorite obituary since starting this show?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I don't know if I can say a specific one, but my favorite ones are the funny ones. The ones that like are serious enough to get like how important this person was, but
sure.
Also that kind of can poke fun at themselves.
Yeah, because that's a true testament. I mean,
yeah.
'cause we're so like, whatever.
Totally.
About life.
And it's like, okay, everyone's going to write. It's like fucking what you see on Instagram or any social media. It's like all the highlights, right?
Oh, you know what? Honestly, if you guys ever see like weird like memorial posts or whatever, because sometimes people will die and they'll post these crazy paragraphs of like blah, blah, blah. I bet there's some crazy ones out there.
Yeah. What about you?
I gotta say, I love a scathing.
Oh, baby.
I do. They're few and far between. There's not a lot of them out there yet.
They're the realest, though.
I think what I love is the idea that it is just petty. I think it's hilarious sometimes. And also, even on the serious scathing ones, there's some level of just cathartic
totally. Just
release.
Healing. Yeah.
And I'm like, that probably... I have a lot of friends. I was super blessed to have the best parents, but I have a lot of friends with really shitty parents who I'm like, if they did that, I'd be like, good. Like, you fucking finally got to put it out there.
Yeah.
How shitty your parents are.
Right.
I love it.
Love it.
Love a scathing one. I do.
I know.
But also,
or a fucking cheating.
Ooh, the
scandal.
scandalous ones. You know, did I ever read the chubby one on here, or was that on Patreon?
No, I think you read it here.
I loved that one. I loved the one you did recently. But also, I love life lesson ones. We've realized we probably won't do animal ones again because
oh my God.
I think me, you, and every G-off from here to Paris was fucking bawling with that episode.
I know.
Oh my God. I was seeing some of the messages come in. I try not to spend too much time online, but I was reading some of the messages. People were sending pictures of their dogs and stuff, and I'm like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
I can't see this.
I know.
Oh my God. Well, we're gonna take one more quick break. Our last break. Don't worry. One more. And then we'll be right back. Come on, we need money. But really, it's the holidays. We'll be right back.
Bye.
Ho, ho, ho. And we're back. And it's time for some dumb-ass criminals. I'm looking for a dumb criminal, right? I'm going through the archives. And then I see the following headline. Dumb criminal gets caught by fearless, perverted MILF cops. And I'm like, oh my God, what?
Are you on a porn website?
Okay, and then I read the description and it was it says somewhere in there, he has to make his way out of trouble orally. And I was like, oh, this is a porn. I'm not going to click this. But speaking of, back in August of 2009 in Longmont, Colorado, authorities were called to this store called the Mile High Emporium. It's one of those adult video stores. To investigate one of their own, a 33-year-old detective named Andrew Libby, who had been in the store and just exhibited some weird behavior. And the employees actually ended up calling the police department to be like, hey, so what's up with this detective? What's up with this guy? Well, hell, turns out Andrew Libby had been in twice demanding free copies of some adult videos, but it's because he worked for the age verification unit for the Longmont Police Department.
Okay.
The first time it was whatever, then he came in asking for a second time, and that's when they called the cops. I guess the workers had every right to be suspicious because there's no such thing as an age verification detective.
I was that sounds legit.
I guess. He was no detective, just a boomer with a boner trying to cop some free skin flicks.
Not a boomer with a boner.
Sure. He was arrested and it was discovered that he'd actually impersonated a police officer on several different occasions. But I was like, it's 2009, babe. The internet's free. You don't have to pay for it anymore.
Yeah.
And then I was just thinking about it and I'm like, because I mean, I've been to plenty of sex shops or whatever before. For bachelorettes, that's where you go to get penis straws or whatever. Right. Especially before people Amazoned everything or whatever. And just probably being a teenager, being
ooh, I want to go in.
I was just thinking about it though. I'm like, who still buys porn DVDs?
Yeah.
You know? People living off the grid. Porn, man.
Gotta love it.
Who could we do ads for? Adam and Eve? I always hear ads for that.
Why not?
Sure.
Love it.
Please.
I'll test it out, babe.
Hey, we're lonely for the holidays. So, what was in your porn history this week?
Ho, ho, ho's.
Ho, ho, ho's. Do you hear that? It's something coming down the chimney? Or is it just the rats in my kitchen?
Oh, no! They're taking over!
Ho, ho, ho. What you got?
So I am bringing a story back from Patreon.
The archives.
From the archives. It was one of my favorite dumb criminals because it was just so stupid. And there's a little holiday theme here. A little Christmas theme.
I figured when you said ho, ho, ho.
Oh, yeah. This happened in Wisconsin on December 10th, 2019. So almost 2 years to the date. A woman was at home and noticed her dog kept barking at a certain closet.
Oh my God, wait. I remember this. This is so good. Keep going.
She and another family member tried to open the closet door that the dog was barking at, but couldn't, and just figured like, okay, maybe there's a mouse or maybe there's a rat, you know? But they saw two little fingers poking out, holding the door shut from the inside.
I see a little hands.
I see a little hands. You guys, it was Santa Claus. They heard Santa yelling, ho, ho, ho. Wait, let me try that. Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho. Don't open this door or you're going to ruin your Christmas surprise.
I'm horrified.
Me too.
Are you going to be a voice actor?
I wish. Now, I would have listened to him because it's fucking Santa Claus, and I would have been so excited if Santa was in the closet.
Yeah.
But they didn't buy it. They felt like something was just off. So they called 911, and then all of a sudden, they see Santa fucking run out of the closet, run through their home, out of the home with some of their valuables.
Hey, Santa, that's not how this works.
I know. You leave stuff. Police arrived. They tracked Santa's footprints in the snow and found him in a nearby garage. They tried to enter the garage, but as soon as they tried to enter the garage, Santa hit the button and closed the garage. And then the police had a button that opened up the garage. And this went on back and forth, just the garage opening, garage closing, garage opening, closing. The police were finally able to distract him enough to finally get him out. And it turns out it wasn't Santa. It was 30... It was one of his elves. It was a 32-year-old Cabian Coleman. They arrested him, and he admitted that he was using drugs, but he also said, I was on my way to turn myself in.
Oh,
so
yes,
I don't know what you're wasting your time for.
It was Krampus.
Yeah.
Dumbass.
If you see Santa in a closet, that's not where he's supposed to be.
No, he only comes through the chimney. And if you don't have a chimney at your house,
I don't know what to
boys
tell
and
you.
girls, theys and thems, just know that it's because Santa doesn't love you.
If he's not kissing your mom.
If Santa is not giving your mom tongue.
If he's not running your grandma over with his reindeer.
Then you know it's time to move on.
Move on.
And that's the wisdom we'll leave you with this week. We will see you guys next week with some more coffin spinners.
Obituaries.
And dumb
ass
criminals. Goodbye.
Goodbye.